You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 180.1, our daily update on high school, college, and professional sports news in Central Indiana, with a little bit of major national sports news from time to time, anything that may be of interest to the typical Central Indiana sports fan.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report. I hope you've been feeling a lot better than I've been. Today is February 19th, 2025. It's a Wednesday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from Madison Grant High School, producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. As you may or may not have noticed, we took the last couple of days off. That's because your host has not been feeling well. Still not feeling great, but heading in the positive direction. So I think we'll be back at full strength starting on Thursday. Seems like I've been saying this for a full 6 weeks by now. I don't think I'd missed a day of work in years. And I think I've missed 6 or 7 days already this year. It's crazy. Anyway, enough about me. We have lots of boys basketball from Tuesday night and a little bit of college basketball. And we will look ahead to Wednesday's schedule. But first, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search Central Indiana Sports Report. Even if you are already subscribed at SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, or Amazon, it would be very helpful if you would go to our YouTube page and subscribe there as well. We're going to have lots of cool stuff there, including videos, and we'd kind of like to start making YouTube our main hub. It was a typical Tuesday night at this time of year in boys basketball, which is to say very busy. Tipton beat Oak Hill 56-47 Tuesday to give Cliff Hawkins his 599th career win in his 1100th career game as head coach. It was also his 102nd win at Tipton, and a pretty big one. The Blue Devils are now 14-6. Grady Carpenter led them with 15 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Sam Quigley had 14 points, and Peyton Aller got Tipton off to a great start and finished with 12 points and 6 boards. Frankton made 14 three-pointers and went 7 for 8 from the foul line in the fourth quarter, and a 69-68 road win at Daleville on Tuesday. Joey Wright led the Eagles with 21 points. Frankton is now 12-8 and has won 8 games in a row with 3 regular season games remaining. Eastern outscored Elwood 21-8 in the fourth quarter for a 51-42 victory at John Ward Arena on Tuesday. It's the Comets' third straight win, and it ended Elwood's season-best 3-game winning streak. Colton Lindsay scored 25 points, and Abe Edwards had 4 points and 13 boards in the win. Eastern is now 9-10. Cam Gallegos led Elwood with 18 points. Hayden Cook scored 14 points, Braden Wilson 10, and Brock Schenk 9, as Northwestern knocked off CIC champion Blackford 46-41. 13-8 Blackford was led by 13 points from Mason Kitterman. Draven Collins scored 14 points, and Jaden Younts and Malachi Luthi finished with 13 apiece in Eastbrook's 51-48 win over winless Wabash. Eastbrook is now 11-7. Bodie and Brody Judge combined for 41 points, and Lapel won its 10th straight game, 73-62 at home against Winchester. Hamilton Heights jumped out to a 22-11 lead after one quarter and a 39-21 advantage at the half, and a 72-64 win over Rushville. Reese Knapp went 9 for 10 and led the Huskies with 25 points. 4 Blackhawks scored at least 15 points in Sheridan's 67-56 win over Western Boone. Caleb Wright 19, Damon Winston 17, Trey Page 16, and Devin Hamilton 15. Wright also had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals, and Winston 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Javon Harris had a monster night with 29 points and 19 rebounds to help Taylor to a 66-60 overtime conference win over Rossville. Keyshawn Galloway had 18 points and Dre McClatchy 11 for the 15-6 Titans. Reminder, none of those are seniors. It's going to be a really good year for Taylor next year, and they still have a lot of season in front of them this year. Pendleton Heights shot 57% from the field and beat HHC rival Newcastle 63-59. 4 Arabians scored in double figures, led by Cooper Sims 22. Ashan Singh had 13 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Evan Mazingo 10 points and 6 assists. And Hayden Fox had 10 points and 5 assists. The Arabians had 15 assists on their 21 field goals made. Delta outscored Rushville 19-0 in the first quarter in a 53-29 victory. The Eagles are now 14-5 and have won 3 straight. Mason Trammell scored Yorktown's first 8 points and had a game-high 21 as the Tigers beat Muncie Central 63-50. The win ended Yorktown's 7-game losing streak. 4A number 5 Anderson is 19-2 after beating Shortridge 86-52. Marcus McLean scored 11 of his 27 points in the first quarter of Anderson Prep's 15th win of the season, 82-44 over Southern Wells. Zamarian Bryant scored 14 of his 21 in the second half. The Jets have won 5 in a row. What a year it's been for Anderson Prep basketball. History being made every night. Josiah Ball finished with 28 points and 8 rebounds, and Devin Murray added 15 in Mechaniqua's 61-54 victory over Northfield. Nathan Baker's 21 points led unbeaten number 1 and defending state champion Fishers to a 75-59 win over number 9 Lawrence North. Durante Morton's 17 points led Westfield to a 60-31 win over University. The third-ranked Rocks are now 16-3. To men's college basketball, number 14 Michigan State pulled away from number 13 Purdue in the second half, then held off a late Boilermaker run for a 75-66 victory in East Lansing. The Spartans are now in second place in a 4-team Big Ten race, a half game behind Michigan. Purdue is fourth, 2 games behind Michigan, and a half game behind third place Wisconsin. The nation's best player, Braden Smith, finished with 17 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds for Purdue. Trey Kaufman-Wren led Purdue with 24 points. The Spartans shot 58% and had 8 different players between 7 and 12 points. Ball State's 3-game winning streak ended with a 67-66 loss to Toledo, but the Cardinals continue to play as well as anyone in the MAC of late. The Cardinals led 66-63 with just over a minute to go before the Rockets scored the final 4 points of the game, including Isaiah Adams' clutch free throws with 12 seconds left. Ball State's Jamari Hill made a potential game-winning shot in the lane, but it came fractions of a second after the buzzer. IU Kokomo won its 6th game in a row, 125-60 at IU Columbus Tuesday, and will be the number 3 seed in the River States Conference Tournament next week. 4 different Cougars scored at least 20 points in the win, led by a 27-point, 13-rebound, 7-assist performance from Max Newman. The IUK men closed their regular season Saturday at St. Mary of the Woods. The IUK women made it a sweep of IU Columbus with a 66-40 win. Cameron Rector led the Cougars with 15 points. Looking ahead to Wednesday, there are no local high school basketball games and just one on Thursday. Of course, Friday night it returns in full, and we will preview Friday's best games coming up on Thursday. Coming up Wednesday evening in women's college basketball, it'll be 19-8 Minnesota at 9-16 Purdue. Ball State is 20-5, takes on 18-5 Toledo. Ball State's in first place in the MAC at 12-0. Toledo is in second at 9-3. That game's at 7 and can be seen on ESPN+. 25-1 Indiana Wesleyan is at 11-14 Goshen. Anderson is 11 and 12 at 11 and 13 Bluffton, and 15 and 11 Huntington visits 6 and 20 Taylor. In men's college basketball, it'll be 6 and 18 Bluffton at 19 and 5 Anderson. Anderson, of course, playing for a conference championship. That game is scheduled for 7:30. 18 and 8 Indiana Wesleyan is at Goshen, and Huntington visits 14 and 12 Taylor. In college baseball, IU is 0 and 4, and they host 0 and 3 Purdue Fort Wayne at 4 o'clock. In swimming, the Missouri Valley Conference, which includes Ball State, starts at Oxford, Ohio on Wednesday. The Big Ten Women's Swimming Championships get underway in Columbus, Ohio. And Anderson men's lacrosse is at Wilmington at 7 o'clock. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy the Central Indiana Sports Report, you can really help us out by sharing this episode or any other episode with your friends. Let them know about the Central Indiana Sports Report. We're going to be around a while, and people should know about it. Thank you. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of IDG Media. And all it says it.